Prior to the megalith culture of Stone Age Europe, it seems that ritual human sacrifice could have been used as a horrifying cultural practice that bound communities together. These cruel sacrifices involved a ligature method that is known in modern-era mafia contexts. That's according to a new paper by Bertrand Lude and others and published in the journal Science Advances. The paper's abstract read, in the Rhone Valley's Middle Neolithic gathering site of Saint-Paul-Trois-Châteaux, France, the positioning of two females within a structure aligned with the solstices is atypical. Their placement, back and prone under the overhang of a silo in front of a third in a central position, suggests a ritualized form of homicidal ligature strangulation. The first occurrence dates back to the Mesolithic, and it is from the early Neolithic of Central Europe that the practice expands, becoming a sacrificial rite associated with an agricultural context in the Middle Neolithic. Examining 20 cases from 14 sites spanning nearly 2 millennia from Eastern Europe to Catalonia reveals the evolution of this ritual murder practice. The paper rather repetitiously adds, homicidal ligature strangulation involves a ritualized form of ligature strangulation characterized by its cruelty, in which, in its classical way, the victim in a prone position is bound at the throat and ankles with a rope. Self-strangulation becomes inevitable due to the forced position of the legs. Currently, this torture, known as incamprettamento, is associated with the Italian mafia and is sometimes used to punish persons perceived as traitors. It is intriguing to note the modern associations with the practice among the Italian mafia, particularly because the earliest recorded instance of homicidal ligature strangulation dates back to the Italian Mesolithic era, possibly suggesting a highly ancient origin within ceremonial sites. The 20 cases investigated by the team of researchers centred on archaeological sites on alluvial plains, either on major rivers Danube, Oder, Rhine or Po, or on coastal rivers on the Mediterranean coast, with a distribution quite different from that of the megalithic sites of the same period. In these regions, funeral sites are mostly represented by repurposed storage pits or pits dug like silos or ritual silos, where archaeologists found one or more individuals or isolated bones. The paper says the deposit of human remains in circular pits was widespread throughout the Carpathian Basin, the Rhine Valley, the Rhone Valley, southern France, southwestern France, Emilia, Italy, and the coast of Catalonia. In these sites, while some skeletons are in a flexed position, a standard position for this period, others are placed in unusual positions or buried unconventionally, which does not conform to the overall pattern. Particularly noteworthy were instances of the ligature practice found in ritual sites during the Neolithic period. These sites often included storage pits used for burials, occasionally accompanied by sacrificial offerings, such as broken grindstones and isolated human remains. Some sites also exhibited animal sacrifices too. Grimly, some of the pits mentioned in the study seem to have been dug specifically to receive the sacrificial victims, indicating an organised and well-established process. The paper's discussion section goes on to suggest that the brutal practice may have ended with the adoption of megalith building as a nexus for cultural and religious propitiations. It read, the identification of a ritual murder that shaped ancient and Middle Neolithic ritual sites across Central and Southern Europe raises questions about transcultural ritual and religious phenomena. These may have developed across these regions, possibly on a Mesolithic substrate, from the early Neolithic to the end of the Middle Neolithic, before being replaced in certain areas by the megalithic phenomenon. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description, or via YouTube's Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.